There's new information from the Department of Homeland Security. A report indicates the United States does not collect data on the deportation of criminals, so there is no way of knowing whether it's a priority for the government. The chair of the Senate Homeland Security Committee says those deportations happen on an ad hoc basis and cannot be measured. Our chief intelligence correspondent Catherine Herridge spoke with Senator Ron Johnson moments ago, joins us now live from Washington with more. Catherine.
Well, John, according to this new report obtained by Fox News, there's no way to know whether the Homeland Security Department and the Obama administration are making the deportation of criminals a priority because Homeland Security is not adequately collecting the data to know. The 22-page report, whose conclusions and recommendations are now being accepted by senior Homeland Security officials, including Secretary Jay Johnson, investigated prosecutorial discretion. This is the ability of immigration agents to identify individuals who are a security threat and deport them on a high-priority basis. What makes this Inspector General's report stand out are interviews with immigration agents working in field offices on the front line, who told investigators they can't get access in many cases to an individual's criminal history in his or her country of origin. Quote, as a result, aliens convicted of or wanted for a felony committed in their home country but not convicted of a felony or significant misdemeanor in the United States may not be identified as a Homeland Security enforcement priority. This morning, we spoke with the Republican chairman of the Senate Homeland Security Committee, Ron Johnson, who provided this chart to underscore his point that the number of unaccompanied children entering the U.S. exploded. You see it there in the yellow, from 10,000 in 2012 to more than 50,000 last year after what he says was the Obama administration's change in policy.
The primary cause of that surge of unaccompanied children literally was President Obama's Deferred Action on Childhood Arrivals. U.S. policy incentivized children to come here, take that very dangerous journey on a train they called the Beast, subject themselves to all kinds of depredations. That was caused by U.S. policy, and that's something this administration doesn't want to really admit.
Johnson also told Fox News that a lot of the children coming in are actually young men who are just kind of bumping up against that age of majority and still qualify as minors. But because, simply put, the data is so squishy on who is coming in, it's impossible to know how many of them, in fact, have criminal histories and are gang members. They know, at least at this point, nearly 300 entered who have gang affiliations, John. Yeah,
you would think the government would want to keep a little better eye on these kinds of statistics, Catherine.
Well, there was an injection of about $21 million to try and sort of ramp up the ability to see whether these enforcement actions were really meaningful. But it's like a lot of things. If you don't have the data and sort of organized in a meaningful way, there's no way to know whether your policies are really working. I'm sure many managers can sympathize with that.
Yeah, I'm sure they can, but not exactly reassuring for the rest of us.
No.
Catherine Herridge in Washington, thank you.
You're welcome.